What's going on, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to Beat the Bell presented by Kane Capital. Hope you guys are all having a phenomenal morning and a phenomenal week thus far. Little change of pace. We're not getting that Thursday, Friday rally that we've been getting for the past several weeks. We've been getting that Monday through Wednesday chop in the S&P, maybe slight pullback, but then Thursday, Friday, the bulls show up right on cue, ready to play. But this week, not the case with the S&P futures trading down on this Friday morning. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Let's get into the panel, starting with Diamond Trades. Good morning.
Alejandro, what's going on? Let's get into it. Excited to talk about what we have in store for today and next week.
All right, and Stock Snipa, good morning to you.
Good morning. God bless America. Let's get some bags.
All right, good to see that you're back home. Sunny South Florida. All right, Diamond Trades, Fed forecast, economic calendar. What do we got?
Let's do it. Let's start with the economic calendar. So we've got several Fed speakers to watch out for. Bostic at 8, Mander at 140. We already had Bullard this morning in the pre-market, and then we do have S&P Global, PMI Flash, Services, Composite, and I don't know. There's one other flash. There's 3 flashes, but they all come out at the same time. 9:45. So that's really it for today. Pretty light day as far as high impact news. Next week should get a little bit interesting. We've got some more stuff coming in next week in terms of high impact news. Let's go to this week's trading. So this week is represented, as Alejandro mentioned, a market shift in the recent price action with 3 consecutive down days up until yesterday's rally broke the streak. In Jerome Powell's second day of testimony on Capitol Hill, he essentially told lawmakers that the FOMC intends to raise rates at least one more time, but the market shrugged off his comments after falling in the overnight session to close green. The NASDAQ added 1%, SPY added 0.4%, and the Dow just barely squeaked out a green close, adding 0.1%. But all 3 indices are red on the week and red in pre-market here, as Alejandro mentioned. So I'll have to see if they can stage a miraculous comeback before the close here, but it does not look very likely. Tech stocks led the charge yesterday with Amazon rallying 4.3% and Tesla gaining 2%, Google adding more than 2%. Tesla in particular has been indestructible throughout this entire bull run. I mean, we've talked about how just surreal the strength has been in that name, but Google and Amazon have actually been relative laggards. When you look at the index and you look at some of these more high beta names that have been going, Google and Amazon really have been slacking a little bit. So it was good to see them participate a bit yesterday. Amazon up 4%, and Google up 2%. Amazon was able to recover a lot of those losses that they had from the Wednesday announcement of the lawsuit against them by the FTC. So we'll have to see going forward if they can hold those gains or if they're going to give those back up coming into today. And then the last thing we'll talk about is that continuation of the small cap resurgence. Small cap stocks have continued to stage resurgence here towards the end of the quarter, with the Russell extending its rally. According to Jefferies, investors have poured $1.6 billion into ETFs that are focused on small caps. The Russell has added 5.6% in the month of June alone, its best performance since January. The Russell has underperformed mega cap stocks by about 7% on an annual basis over the last 5 years, according to the Journal, which is the worst relative 5-year performance of the index since 1926. So to put that into perspective, the Russell has been underperforming some of the largest names in our stock market by about every single year by about 7%. And so to see them start to play catch up a bit here, I can totally understand why people would be skeptical, right? I mean, we've had 5 years of underperformance in the Russell, and just because we start to get this rally into quarter end, we could even have some other factors going on in terms of rebalancing and profit taking after what was a fantastic quarter for mega cap tech. Where else do you put your money? Maybe some of the beaten down stocks in terms of the Russell. So I understand the skepticality of this move going forward. We'll have to see if the Russell can hold these gains into Q3. I think that will really be the tell for if this is a true bull rally in the small cap stocks, or if this is just a bit of repositioning here towards the end of the quarter. That'll wrap it up for Fed forecast. Pass it back to Alejandro.
Awesome. Thank you, Noah. All right, guys, let's take a look at the system. So something very important taking place here. So we've gotten the sell signal on the 30-minute and 1 hour SPX charts. As you guys know, that's just the bearish cross of the 10 SMA below the 50 SMA. Now, for the entirety of this week, for the past couple of days, I'll say, we got that sell signal, but something that was very important to watch was that this 50 SMA on the 1 hour chart is still in a strong uptrend. And we know that that 50 SMA being in a strong uptrend, it's very difficult for bulls to sell, or for bears rather, to sell the market off. But coming into today, seeing that the S&P futures are trading down, we had traded up to the 50 SMA that on the 30-minute chart is now starting to curl into a downtrend. So we're going to open with the gap down today. This is going to be a very bearish look, okay? And this could be a true signal of the bears gaining control in the market, where bulls have had control for an extended period of time. If we look at the hourly chart, we can see how the 50 SMA on the 1 hour chart served as support, and every single dip was being bought. And now we've broken below that. And I was being patient, watching, waiting to see what would happen this week, because to say that the bears are in control, we want to see, again, that momentum start to shift to the downside. And that is what we can potentially see today. We are continuing to sell off here in the pre-market. So keeping an eye on that and keeping an eye on the 50 SMA today and going into next week. But that sell signal on the system was gold. We did chop around for a few days, but it did signal that change in momentum, and that 50 SMA has served as resistance. So that's what we're going to be watching going into today, guys. Could be a little bit of a change of pace. So important to be ready for that, and important to make adjustments where necessary. All right, now we're going to go to Stock Snipa, who's got Bet the Bell for us this morning.
For the system, I'm going to pass it over now to Ramsey Rippers for Bet the Bell. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through this green or red, but yeah, we can take a look at those stats right there. Pretty similar story. But let's go ahead and kick it off, guys. Green or red today? What you got, Diamond?
I'll go with green for today, which is crazy, I know, but I could fuck it, green.
That'd be awesome. I'm going with red. Needs to be red day.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take red as well. We have seen many green Fridays in a row, so yeah, I'm gonna have to take red. Next question that I have, very interesting question. Will SPY make a new all-time high this year? What do you got, Hondo?
Oh, man. I am going to say yes. And my reference point is going to be the Rocket Scooter positional data on the monthly map that we covered during last week's episode. Market makers positionally bullish through the end of the year, and that is where I'm gonna kind of put my my chips until something changes. So I think this is just a healthy pullback.
Diamond. I'm gonna say no. I understand what Alejandro's saying. I'm gonna say no, though. I think this could be a situation where we get predominantly sideways movement, like on a larger time frame. I mean, we are still rallying, and I mean, it really depends which you're talking about, right? Like particularly on Qs, like the Nasdaq, I could totally see being more likely to make new all-time highs than SPY. So I'm gonna go no for SPY. If the question was Nasdaq, I would say yes. But yeah, I could see that being a thing. Apple already hit all-time highs. Qs will probably get dragged up there soon enough. And we'll have to see if SPY follows, but I'm going to bet no.
The most interesting question I got for today, and really excited to hear what you guys got to say for this. Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk in a fight. Dana White has confirmed that they are both extremely intentional of having this cage match. Who do you guys got? I'm going to have to start it off with Diamond.
I was talking to a buddy about this yesterday. I would have to take Elon, man. I mean, Mark has the training. I get it. Elon's a body though. I mean, what is he, like 6'2", 6'3"? Like, looks like he weighs at least 250. Like, he's a massive guy. He's a unit. And just not somebody that I would want to fight personally. Like, I get that Zuckerberg has been training, but I think, what is he, like 5'8"? I saw on Twitter. He's 5'8", has like a smaller frame. You know, if it's a cage match, especially, I'm gonna go Elon. Who knows what that guy has up his sleeve?
Interesting. Hondo, what do you got?
This is absolute no-brainer. Zuck. So he's a still a white belt in jiu-jitsu, but he's been training for a few months, from my understanding. I don't know exactly how long he's been training, but he won his most recent competition. I don't think people understand. Like, yes, Elon has size on him, and obviously Elon would train for something like this if it were actually set to go down. But if Mark can really fine tune his jiu-jitsu skills, and he's clearly training somewhere where he's getting some really good coaching, if he's already doing this well so early in his jiu-jitsu career, that's going to trump all. I mean, this is just hilarious to even talk about. But if he can just get Elon to the ground, it's over. I mean, his grappling skills are going to be significantly better than Elon's because he has that jump start that he's already been training and competing. So I've got Mark despite the size disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Mark Zuckerberg for sure too. I think he'll sleep Elon. Technique normally beats strength.
Definitely.
So for my final question of Bet the Bell, JP Morgan will pay a $4 million fine to settle U.S. SEC allegations that the bank mistakenly deleted millions of electronic records. Now, my question for you is this foul play or is this an honest mistake?
You want me to go?
Yes.
Snipe's gonna get us clipped here, man. Got us answering dangerous questions on Beat the Bell.
If we disappear the next week,
Yeah, it's Snipe's fault. I mean, did you see the thing about the there was like a TD Bank, like Charles Schwab, fire at like one of their warehouses. The SEC was like investigating them, and like, is this the same thing? I don't think it is, right? This is JP Morgan, you said. Yes.
This is JP Morgan.
Yeah. So there was a fire at a TD Ameritrade Schwab like facility that was storing like documents, storage facility, and they were getting sued by the SEC, and apparently there was like evidence at this facility, and it just burned to the ground like recently. And so, you know, these things always have a knack for happening at the worst times, and you know, it doesn't seem to make sense to me. So I'll leave it at that.
Hondo, what do you got?
I don't know the story, obviously, but here's the thing. I mean, I don't think that something like this big at such a massive bank would happen by accident. I don't understand how it could happen by accident. But what I think is the funniest part is that they're being fined $4 million. That's like 4 cents at JP Morgan. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Whatever, like, these guys can get away with whatever they want. I think that this sets a really bad precedent across the industry. If you think about it, if you can delete tons of electronic records and basically only get a slap on the wrist, that's no bueno. I wish they would have come down a little bit harder on them, but again, I don't know the full extent of what exactly took place. But that part is just funny to me. But I can't seem to believe that it was an accident. It is intern season, though. It is the summer. Maybe there's a kid from Penn State who accidentally deleted all the records. Something I would have done.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that one. But that'll wrap it up for Bet the Bell. I'm going to pass it back to Hondo here.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for this morning's episode. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you guys tuning in all week. Hopefully you've had an awesome trading week. We will be trading live in the Discord all day. You can go to kane-capital.com to trade with us. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll catch you back here on Monday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Have an awesome weekend as well. See you guys.